I was having a conversation with somebody in a personal training session, and they were saying that they were finding it really difficult. And we both know that they were going through a difficult time emotionally. And I said to her, everything feels heavier and you feel weaker when you're going through something emotional, negatively emotional. The emotion kind of like sucks your strength and your energy out of you. She was like, yeah, totally makes sense. And it does happen. But how do we train through it? Do we train through it? And that obviously depends on the situation. If you feel like you need a distraction, if you feel like you need to get rid of some negative energy, if exercise is how you deal with stress, which is me, then yes, definitely train through it. If you can't concentrate, then do something that's less dangerous, less impactful. So go for a walk, maybe a swim. If you're a swimmer, go for a bike ride. Don't lift. Especially don't lift heavy if you're distracted. It's just an invitation to open you up for injury. And if you can't lift the weight, and it's a weight that you normally can lift, it can be a really, really hard knock on your confidence. So, yeah, you got to kind of assess it. I was training a woman online, and she was back squatting, and she had some heavy weight, but for her, it wasn't that heavy. She was hesitating. And I just said to her, I was like, why are you hesitating? What's wrong? And she said, I don't know what's wrong, but I can feel the hesitation and it's really putting me off. I said, look, if you hesitate, you're going to make mistakes. And it's opening you up to injury. And we're supposed to be going heavier than this today. Does the weight feel heavy? Because some days it does. And she went, no, that like physically, I feel like I have the strength, but I don't feel like I have the confidence, even though I know I've lifted this before. I said to her, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to speak to you. I'm going to speak to your legs. I'm going to speak to your body. And I'm not going to speak to you. We're going to take your mind out of the equation, because right now your mind is limiting you to what you're capable of, because this weight is not heavy for you. We've done much heavier than this. And she kind of like laughed and looked at me funny and laughed. And I was like, just, you know, we're going to do this. And she was like, she's open, which I know she is, and that is okay. And I was like, right, let's get under the bar. Brace yourself. I gave her all the coaching cues. And then when we got to the bottom, I was like, legs push, hips through. And I just talked to the body part that she needed at that point. And when we finished, I was like, well done, legs. Well done, legs. And she laughed, and we moved on to a leg press, a heavy leg press. And I was like, right, come on, legs, you've got this. And then she did it. I was like, well done, legs. Great session. And then we got to the end of the session. I was like, legs, you did good. Boom. Great session. Abs. Awesome. Abby, go back to bed. Go back to bed. And she laughed and she was like, oh my God, I can't believe that worked. And it's because our mind gives us huge limiting beliefs. We're so much more capable of doing things physically than what we give ourselves credit for. And it's because our mind's trying to keep us safe, and it's like, no, this isn't safe. Then when we physically do it, our mind starts to catch up. It goes, oh, you did this and you didn't die. You did this and you didn't get hurt. Oh, maybe we are capable of this. And then the limiting beliefs shrink and shrink and shrink, and then they disappear, and they're like, oh, this is safe. This is now safe. We're okay with this. But then obviously physically, we want to push ourselves more. So we go to the next stage. Your mind's like, whoa, this is unsafe. And I have to go through the whole process again. Sometimes we have to go through it at every stage. Sometimes our mind is like, it's okay. It's only whatever. And we go on and we're fine. And then we hit a point, or something emotional happens again in our life, and your body's like, whoa, this isn't safe. This is something we should not do. Even though you know you're capable of it, and you want to push for it. So sometimes we have to find a way to silence our mind, right? We say that, our health is 80% nutrition, 20% exercise, 100% mindset. Sometimes our mindset is what is blocking us. It's what's stopping us. It's what's holding us back. Sometimes we have to find a way to silence the inner critic and go, body or you. And that's difficult to do. That's why I like to try it with people, because once I've done it with them, they're a little bit more comfortable and aware of how to do it themselves, and it gives them that confidence. And sometimes that's all it is. Sometimes it's just confidence, and sometimes it is the fact that our emotions are literally draining our strength. I go through it, other people go through it. When your emotions are high and happy, it gives you strength, it gives you energy. You're like, yeah, I'm buzzing, and you go and do something more or longer or more energetically, or more, in my case, lift more weight, because the positive energy is just giving you that confidence and literally giving your body strength. Where negative emotions, maybe a family member's gone into hospital, or something that's really kind of draining your energy negatively. What? Yeah. Negatively, maybe that's why you're having a poor day at the gym. Just think about it, give yourself grace, and go, actually, this makes sense. And if you're like me and you train for stress relief, train to get rid of it and help you cope with it, then maybe try and find a way to quieten your mind and go, physically, my body's got this. You can shut up. And if you find yourself mentally blocking yourself all the time, give me a call. Maybe we can work together.